A change of seasons here at Melwoods, and there's a spring in the step about LFC women at the moment too. A great start to life under new interim manager Amber Whiteley, and the small matter of an FA Cup semi-final to look forward to as well. We're going to hear from the new boss very shortly on the women's preview show, but first let's just take a look at how her first few weeks in charge have unfolded.
Liverpool FC women, a new era begin. Amber Whiteley for the second time taking the interim manager's role at the club.
Fine margins. He's going to try and get the win. Still very much in the game. It's a battling performance, I would say this. Excellent team play, tracking back. And Laws showing her true quality. That is a brilliant save.
Desperately unlucky Liverpool. They're creating the better chances here. Header! Oh, the save!
She's been full of confidence. Brilliant Jenna Clark.
By Bonner, and it's in! It's Jasmine Matthews! Roman Hall, good hit! It's gone in! It's off the goalkeeper!
This is fantastic. Can she finish? How about that? And it's Samker. It's a Fukunaga. Oh, you beauty! Canadian steps up and scores! Was there any doubt? It's turning into a fabulous night for Amber Whiteley and Liverpool.
Oh, what a few weeks it has been, and hopefully another good result on its way this weekend as LFC women prepare to take on Aston Villa. I am delighted to say, joining me for this week's preview show, Reds interim manager Amber Whiteley is here and fresh from making some history at the weekend with the LFC legends. More on that later. Liverpool women's all-time record goal scorer Tash Dowie. Welcome along to both of you. A beautiful day down here at Melwood. Not blessed with too many of them, but it's gorgeous today, Amber. You've been out training. Just talk us through what we've just seen there. You probably don't get too much time to sort of sit and reflect in what is a crazy busy period at the moment, but looking at those games there, you must be so pleased with how it started.
Yeah, everyone's put so much work in, the players and the staff, and I've just been delighted with how the girls have been able to go out there and translate that hard work and translate them into performances.
Talk to us about the decisions that you've had to make, if you like, when you come into a role like this, because you've changed the system slightly. Matt played at a 5-3-2 and you put your own stamp on things. Is that a contributing factor to the upturn in results that we've seen in recent weeks?
Yeah, I think that was the first decision that we had to make. Do we stick with what we've been doing, or do we change things up? And we put a lot of work into reviewing the league, what the current trends were, what we were doing well, what things we needed to improve on, and we decided to do it our way and change the system. And the girls have had to take so much information on in quite a short space of time, but they've done that so well, and they've put it into the performances out there. Been so pleased with them.
Been excellent. Tash, I'll bring you in because, listen, you've known Amber for a while. Amber knows the club inside out. You've been here over 5 years now, I think I'm right in saying. So in terms of when a change is made like that at the top, for the dressing room, to have somebody come in who the girls already know so well, that must make a real difference, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, the girls have played under Matt Beard for a long time, and Amber's worked under Beardy for a long time. And I think that it was more of a thank you for what he's done for the club. And Amber can rightly say, you're very good friends with Beardy. But I think having played under Amber as an intern, I think first and foremost, she's a good human being, and I think that actually, when I look back at my career in the most successful periods, it's actually a manager that puts the person first before the player, and I think that is what Amber does. She'll ask you how your family are, how's life away from football, because that's probably more important sometimes, and then allows you to be able to perform on a Sunday. So, but she's hardworking as well. I think we talk about we want to get more females involved in the game at the top level. There's not enough, and to be honest, I definitely wouldn't be putting my hat forward because it's hard graft, And I was talking to her partner the other day at the game at United at Anfield, and you know, you can't switch off. You know, it's 24/7. You know, I don't think people realise just how much hard work goes on being a manager, and you have to, you know, be brave to put yourself into that position. But look, you know, 3 out of 4 is not a bad start at all. And like I said, I think it's great that the girls have worked under Amber for so long. They know what she's about. It's great that she can bring her own little tweaks and changes, you know, towards the end of the season. And then look, let's see what the future holds.
Well, the hard work is paying off with some incredible results so far. Let's speak about some of the highlights. We'll speak about Arsenal first of all in the Cup, because to come in and take the reins and then have an FA Cup quarter-final away at Arsenal, that is a really tough task. And to go there and do what you did and get a result like that, you must have been so proud of the team.
Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago already. But yeah, they were absolutely brilliant against Arsenal. So well organised, disciplined, and brilliant on transition too. I think we limited Arsenal that day to only one shot on target, which is, you know, it says everything about the performance that day. We want to be in that in the final, because we've played the best teams and we deserve to be there, not because we've had a good draw.
Well, listen, we've got someone here who scored a winning goal in an FA Cup final back in 2010, so you know what a good cup run can do for a dressing room, and what an impressive result that was.
Yeah, it is, and I think that it helps when, like Amber said, when you've beaten some of the best teams, it gives you that bit of extra confidence. You know that, okay, you've knocked one of the big clubs out, you've got an even better chance now of progressing. But also, as a player, I think when you look back at your career, you want to be playing in these types of games. You know, you want to be playing in cup finals, you want to be winning trophies, and you know, you do selfishly, when you do retire one day, you want to look back and say, I've won an FA Cup final, I've won a league, you know. And when I look back at my career of over 15, 20 years, absolutely that FA Cup final was one of the highlights. So I hope more than nothing, you know, I think a successful year for this club this year would hopefully be to make a final. And I honestly believe that this team on their day can beat anyone. So, you know, why not? Let's take on Chelsea. And then if you can knock them out, then I tell you what, you've got even better chance of lifting the silverware.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a tough ask, isn't it? They are the best of the best, I suppose, as it goes. But if you are going to win a trophy, you have to beat the best, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, we want to be there because we deserve to be there, not because we've had, you know, a fortunate draw. So I'll be honest, I haven't thought too much ahead to Chelsea because we've got Villa this weekend, one to box off before that, but we'll be diligent in our preparation going into Chelsea and, you know, ready to give it absolutely everything to give ourselves the best possible chance on the day.
And one of the other highlights, of course, has got to be the win over Manchester United at Anfield, which not only is obviously an incredible result in itself, but you also personally had the honour of being the first manager to preside over LFC women's win at Anfield in the WSL era, we should say. So it has been done before, but not for many, many years. I mean, what a proud moment that was for you.
Yeah, it was an amazing night at Anfield for all of us, for the fans too. We were, you know, so good on the night. Defensively, the goals were brilliant, the running. I was so proud of the team, and yeah, it was a special night for all of us.
Yeah, beating United is always a special night, isn't it?
What about the start as well, the music? I think that got everyone going for the game. No, it was brilliant. I mean, playing at Anfield, it was any player's dream, but I think the atmosphere, especially that night, was definitely something that, and I think now we've got that win out of the way, I almost feel like it's off the shoulders now. Let's play more games there and win more games.
Yeah, it's not all been plain sailing. We must quickly speak about the most recent result, which was of course against Arsenal, maybe exacting a bit of revenge for what happened in the Cup. But in terms of that game, you know, you can't really dwell on it. You know, a tough day, but you had to just learn from it and move on, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing. You know, regardless of whether we win, lose, draw, we are always, really diligent with our review. We want to learn and get better for each game. So yeah, there was so much to take from that Arsenal game. But that's what happens when you're not quite on it and you don't execute the game plan that you've prepared. You know, when the small details are off and Arsenal are on it like that, you're punished. And, that's what's happened on Saturday night. But look, we'll take the learnings and we'll put those into Villa.
Yeah, it's just, I suppose, a reminder in this league, even the slightest off days, those top teams will punish you for it, won't they, Tash?
Yeah, and I think what Amber said, they would have been really upset to have got knocked out of the Cup, you know, and that is their revenge. And Arsenal is a top team, and I think this is where probably the challenge now for this Liverpool team is, we know on any given day they can beat these top teams, but I think now it's more consistency. You know, if you are going to break into that top 3, you have to be doing it more consistent, and then when you're coming up against these top teams, beating them. But I'm sure that's what Amber and the girls are striving to do, and like I said, they've got a really good run in now towards the season to challenge themselves and to get as high up the table as they can and to reach that final.
Yeah, well, that running starts, as we say, with Aston Villa this weekend at St Helens. You last played in November, beat them 2-1, 2 goals from Taylor Hinds, but despite them struggling in the WSL, they did push you on the day, didn't they?
Yeah, and obviously they've got a new manager now. I think they're still finding the best team, and trying to nail down the way that they want to play. But they've got real threat in their top line. We've got to be ready for that. That they're going to be fighting for every single point that they can going forward. So that poses a completely different test to the one that we've had in recent weeks. We've got to be ready.
And there's always a good atmosphere at St Helens. This weekend, I think there's some extra events plans, some music, fan zone.
I've heard there's a good DJ.
I've heard about the DJ too. Apparently he's decent on Sunday.
Yeah, might get a few dance moves ready, a little two-step.
No, but I think that's what's great as well about the women's game and what it does it a little bit different to the men's game. And whenever I've been down to St Helens, the fan zone's amazing. It's always good to catch up with fans that have been following the women's team for the last 15, 20 years, and I think that's what makes it such a great day out for family and for young kids, and hopefully the sun's shining and another 3 points.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We would love that. Listen, I know you're very busy, so I'm going to let you continue your preparations, but a massive thanks to Amber Whiteley for joining us. Let's hear now from the player who scored those 2 goals against Aston Villa at Villa Park. It was back in November. I spoke to Taylor Hinds a little bit earlier on.
Hinds, 2-0. It's Taylor Hinds
again. We're all excited to be back at St Helens. It's been a while for us, but yeah, it was a tough game at the weekend, but we're ready to turn that around and ready to get 3 points at the weekend.
Villa are obviously fighting for their lives at the wrong end of the table, if you like. When you look at this stage of the season, there's 5 games left in the WSL. Is it quite a tough time to be playing teams down there, because they are scrapping for points, aren't they, desperately? Yeah,
definitely. They're going to fight for their lives, really, so we know it's going to be a tough game, and obviously they're in unfortunate circumstances, but for us, we're just going to focus on ourselves and hopefully get a good performance in and hopefully get the 3 points.
Looking back at the game at their place at Villa Park, wasn't it, back in November? 2 goals from yourself, won the 3 points. What do you remember from that game in terms of the performance firstly, but also maybe some lessons you can take from that into this one to help you on Sunday?
Yeah, I think being in the lead and trying to keep that and maintain that. Obviously they come back a goal, which was a bit stressful towards the end, but I think we did try to keep that control, and we come away with the 3 points, and yeah, I was happy to contribute, and hopefully we can have more of that this weekend.
And finally, it feels like it's been a really positive few weeks overall under Amber. There's a real air of optimism, and feels like the team's a little bit rejuvenated now going towards the end of the season. So what are the objectives in the final stages of the campaign?
I think just to get as many points as we can, and put good performances in. I think, yeah, like you said, it has been positive. It's been kind of a fresh start for everyone, and yeah, we're all really positive, and despite the game at the weekend, there's a lot we can work on still, and hopefully we can put a good performance in at the weekend.
The thoughts of Taylor Hinds there. Now, while you've been watching Taylor, Amber has departed, and I'm delighted to say joining us fresh off the training pitch here at Melwood, LFC Women's #1 is, of course, goalkeeper Rachael Laws. Welcome along.
Thank you for having me.
I want to know, give us a little insight into how the prep work for a keeper maybe differs to that of an outfield player.
A lot of people will say we don't do much.
Yeah. I was waiting for Tash to chip in with that.
No, it's standing there.
But yeah, it's very specific.
Yeah.
We go with Potsy for probably 30-40 minutes each day before we join the team, and we look at kind of how they attack and what they like to do and trends and things, and Potsy works on it over the back there with us, and yeah, it's really specific, but it's good because you get pictures in your mind about what's going to happen on a weekend and what you're going to be up against. But yeah, until we join the team, the girls think we do absolutely nothing, and we don't do much when we're with them anyway. So, but yeah, it's really specific. But like I said, it paints a lot of pictures in your mind going into a weekend.
Well, listen, before we speak about the team, I want to speak about you, because that FA Cup quarter-final win over Arsenal was not only, of course, a massive result for the girls, but for you, it was your 100th appearance for Liverpool FC Women. Everyone knows how much you love this club. I think second time around you've been here, just over 5 years now, am I right?
Yeah,
you were here
you
back
are.
in 2013 as well when you won the league. So how much did that mean to you, hitting that milestone?
Oh, it was a proud moment for me, my friends, my family. It was the amount of messages I got from people, you know, I'd played with first time round, and like you said, I was here back in 2013, which seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
You know, we won the Super League then, and they were amazing memories, and I've made more memories this time around. Like you said, I've been here nearly 5 years now, and it feels like home. It is my second home. You know, I've bought a house here, and it's, like I said, I class these as my family.
Yeah.
But amazing memories, and to do it away to Arsenal in a quarter-final of the FA Cup, you know, the biggest cup competition in women's football, and to do it with this group is really special, and it's a one that'll live long in my memory.
Very special indeed. Listen, from one legend to another, I'm going to ask you, what is... You like that, didn't you? What's Lawsy like as a teammate?
I mean, look, she's my bestie on the team, her and Gemma Bonner. I think, you know, we go back, and to be honest, in 2013, she saved us, if I'm being completely honest. I remember she came in, got a phone call, I think it was the night before the derby game away at Marine against Everton, and we ended up winning 4-1, and she just fitted in straight away. And look, Lawsy, I don't need to talk about her as a player, everyone can see how good a player she is, but I think whenever you interview players within the team, even now, and people say, who's the best personality, who do people want to be like in the team, they always say Lawsy, and I think that in itself says it all, really. She's a top teammate, but for me, we've still become best friends whenever I get a second, which we don't often get a second.
Yeah.
We meet up for coffees, and she's someone that I trust fully, and yeah, we'll be friends for life. So great person, can't say enough of good things about her.
Oh, it's big love in this, isn't it? Now, I don't know whether you were friends a week or so ago at a certain
not.
game. I'm going to sidestep this very carefully, but Wembley, Lawsy. So everyone knows how passionate you are about this club, but you are, as everyone listening can hear, also a die-hard Newcastle fan as well. So probably a no-lose situation in a way for you, but split loyalties on the day, Carabao Cup final?
I'd like to say yes, but unfortunately it wasn't. But like you said, it was a win-win. If Liverpool had won, I would have been happy because I'm a player here, and like I said, it's my second home. But you know, I'm born and bred Newcastle, and everyone knows that. You know, I'm quite open about that, and on the day, I think we were slightly the better team, and you know, everyone could see that. And I think everyone, when I come back into Melwood the next couple of days after, you know, they were congratulating me. And yeah, like I said, I'm quite open about it. But you know, it was a good game for both teams, and what an occasion.
And you were back home for it as well, which I can't imagine the scenes at that final whistle. A few tears, probably.
There was, yeah. I watched it with my brother in a local pub in Newcastle, and I think my brother probably had a few more tears than me, actually, tears. But yeah, it was a nice occasion to go home and watch my team, you know, lift the cup.
Absolutely. Listen, not Liverpool's day on that day, but it was your day at the weekend, because what an incredible moment for you, becoming the first woman to represent LFC legends at Anfield. And I know, obviously, for people who don't know, they won the game 2-0. Peter Crouch with both goals. I mean, what an amazing moment for you as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it's something that the club, we've been discussing and trying to make happen for the last couple of years, and so happy to finally get it kind of ticked off this year. And then I knew I was going to be playing some sort of part in it, but it's not really until you actually finish the weekend and I've stepped away and I've been receiving the messages that I've been receiving to actually make me realise just how big a thing it is, not just for myself personally, to obviously be able to play at Anfield again in front of 60,000 fans for what the foundation do, raising £1.1 million, but actually I got videos sent to me, I got messages sent to me of when I was about to walk onto the pitch, little mums picking up their little daughters, pointing to her and saying, look, there's a girl about to come on the pitch. I've had mums message me saying my daughter now wants to buy a pair of football boots and to become a footballer. And I think for me everything we do is about inspiring the next generation. You know, when I was a young girl, I wasn't able to play football at school or in secondary school. So now, fast forward 25, 30 years, and to say that I'm stepping on a pitch with the likes of Steven Gerrard, you know, it's a dream come true. And I think hopefully like that becomes the norm now, you know. But I think what's so special is this football club. We're the first to do it, you know, and that's why I love being a part of this club. You know, the first female ambassador, the first female to do this, and this club is always wanting to pioneer and push for equality. And I think, yeah, it was an amazing day and one that I will never forget.
Yeah, I'm sure you were cheering Tash on. Tell you what, they need a keeper in it a few years.
Lawsy will be. Don't you worry, I'm not retiring her yet, but Lawsley, Gemma Bonner would definitely be some people that I think deserve to be playing in those types of games and are proper legends of the team.
What about Liverpool legends against Newcastle legends? You could play a half for each team. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
I think I'd referee that one.
Amazing stuff. Right, let's have a little look behind the scenes now here at Melwood, because I think it goes without saying it's not just about the players who go out onto the pitch at the weekend. Everyone plays their part here. And this week, we're turning our attention to the kit man, Luke Purcell. Peter McDowell caught up with him as he prepared for last weekend's trip down to Arsenal.
Hi, my name's Luke Purcell. I'm the kit and equipment manager here at Liverpool Football Club Women's, the general dog's body and the fountain of all knowledge. You kind of fall into it really, and it was the same for myself. So I was coaching at Southend United, working with the under-21s. The club fell into financial difficulty and we were in an embargo, and then they scrapped the under-21s programme. At the time, the first team kit man left, so there was an opportunity. And I think it's more your personality and your work ethic that kind of sees you in a position, and that's how it was for me. You get to see behind the scenes, you get to see the players in a different light. I feel that I'm quite approachable, so it was always something that fit quite well for me. And also saw it as a career opportunity to be able to go as far as I can. I wouldn't have been at Liverpool if I hadn't have gone down this career path. So it was a good fit for me, and you don't know where it's going to take you.
Vicky.
Morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah. What kit are we in?
Black.
Nice. Got everything back.
Good to go. Yeah. Just need your boots after training. Balls to go on. Then we're good to go.
Cleans all the boots and every session.
Yeah, but you never want to give them to me though.
Stop the smell. You should do them yourself.
Lazy. So we did this last week at Anfield. So we took about 9 or 10 pairs of boots that players didn't want, and a few pairs of keeper gloves, and we just gave them out to supporters at the game. Just a little bit of a thank you.
What's the kit man like, Amber?
The best.
Out of 10.
The best. You've got to keep kit man good. 10 out of 10. 11 I'll give you. I'm in early and I'm in late, but Luke's like round block.
0 life.
You wouldn't have it any other way.
Just love the badge. There you go.
No, it's the best.
It's the only position in the football club where there's no qualification, but if you mess up, you really mess up and everyone knows about it. I can rest easier at night with the amount of lists and things that I have put in place to ensure that everything is where it needs to be.
Is that your biggest night terror?
It was. It's not so bad now, but there's still things rattling around in my head. I kind of refer to it as your brain's got like 128 tabs open at one time. That's kind of how it tends to be. There's always things rattling around in your brain, and then you'd have a player text you at whatever time. Have you got a spare tracksuit? Have you got this? I've forgotten that. So you're kind of always thinking of things that might happen rather than they do actually happen.
In all the years I've worked in football, the kit man's always been one of the most popular people in the club, because you're a bit of everything, aren't you? Of course you're getting the stuff ready for the players.
Yeah, you're a bit of
they'll lean on you, won't they? You'll be a little bit of an amateur psychologist.
Very much so, very much so. And the thing is, where I used to be a coach and played, you pick up on things that you can kind of tell people above if things aren't quite right, but also it's quite an unbiased role. So where you're not picking the team, and no one's really your enemy because you're always there to help people out. It's quite a nice role. We've had over the years where people have come into the kit room and gone, our best room in the building. It's like, well, yeah, because we're treating you as a person, not as a footballer. So you get a different side of the player.
Good luck. I won't get in your way anymore.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget
Thanks for
anything.
popping down. Oh, I'll try not to.
Cheers.
Take care.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, there is a man with a very, very important job indeed. It seems like a popular figure.
Oh, he is. We all love Luke. Since he come in, early on in the season, he tends to every need. Whatever you need, Luke will get it for you. And nothing is ever too much. Sometimes you're a bit scared to go up and say, look, can I have this? No problem, no problem. Honestly, he can't help you enough, and what a nice man he is as well.
Yeah, it certainly seems it. I feel like it's important to stay on the right side of the kit man, Tash.
It is. No, do you know what? I've never even played for the club whilst Luke's been here. But he's done more than enough for myself as well. And to be honest, even the day before the Legends game, I needed women's fitted kit and literally dropped Luke a message. Within literally 20 minutes, he'd sent me the picture, kit all laid out, ready to get picked up at reception. And do you know what? I think what I love about Luke the most is that he takes such pride in his job, and he enjoys it. He has that enjoyment. And I think you can see that. It's infectious, and it is. It's so important. And I think it adds to kind of the environment that they're creating here at Liverpool.
Yeah, because it is a really special environment, and we would say that, but I think it genuinely is true. You guys have both played at other teams, and there is something very special and like a family atmosphere here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. As soon as you walk through the door downstairs on a morning, you're met by Alison at reception, who
love Alison.
They're all like family, and I know that's really cheesy, but they are. You've got Lauren and Debbie in the canteen with the chefs, Ian, Sam, and you chat to them like you chat to your friends and family, and they have become a part of the Liverpool family, and it's such a special place to be. Everybody is treated the same, everybody's included, and yeah, you walk through the door with a smile on your face, and if you don't, these tend to put one on your face.
Oh, thank you, girls. Right, well, Aston Villa, I think, would love to have a little bit of the magic we've got here at Melwood, wouldn't they? They are fighting for their lives, of course, at the very bottom of the WSL. Manager Natalia Arroyo has been speaking to the press ahead of the game on Sunday afternoon.
Of course, we need points. That's the urgency of our situation. But every scenario where we see ourselves being better and dealing better with, putting more pressure on the ball, finding more solutions in possession, not losing the ball after these kind of combinations, being able to hold the ball on that. So these little things, if we do better, it could be a little bit of light and a point of hope, and I think we need that. Of course, we need results, we need to perform good, but to be competitive, to stay in the game, to fight until the last game, last minute, not with the game almost impossible. That happened against Man U, against Crystal Palace, against Liverpool. When we were able to really compete in the game, Chelsea, even Man City at some points, or Brighton when we win in the FA Cup, that always show our best face. So can we be a little bit more competitive? That will be a big point.
Yeah, it's not a nice place to be down at the bottom, is it? But when you look back to that game back in November, wasn't it, at Villa Park, that one? You beat them 2-1, some big saves from you on the night as well, and they pushed you pretty hard.
They did. I remember the first half we were quite comfortable in possession. We had quite a lot of chances, and we knew coming out, 2-0 into the second half, it was going to be a really hard game of football. We knew Villa were going to step on and really press us, and I think they got quite an early goal, so put us on the back foot a little bit, and we did feel a bit under pressure. But yeah, we were overall winners, but it was a very, very tough game.
And they've got a couple of ex-Reds in their ranks, Mary Taylor and of course Missy Bo Kearns as well, who I know you were very close to when she was here. Did you chat to Bo before a game like this, or does it go a bit quiet on the text?
Yeah, I probably won't talk about just before, but yeah, I still do keep in contact with Bo. It's not often, but when we do, it's always a good 45-minute, an hour FaceTime, and you know what Bo's like, she can talk the hind legs off a donkey, but I miss Bo. She's a really good character and a good person, and like I said, when I do keep in touch with her, there's always a funny story in there, but come Sunday, on the pitch we're rivals, we're not friends.
Yeah, and in terms of on the pitch, Tash, from a Liverpool perspective, important to get back on track after hopefully just what was a blip at the weekend against Arsenal, and get some momentum going for the Cup semi-final too. I
mean, look, they've got loads to play for still. You want to finish up as high as you can in the table towards the end of the season. They've got a really good chance of making it to Wembley, which I'm sure all these players want to experience. And Lawsy's been lucky enough to win silverware at this club. I think that's something that definitely we want to happen again. But yeah, I think probably last weekend is one that I just want to put behind them. They're in a really good run of form before that, and I think, to be honest, Villa is a game that's definitely winnable. If we're at our best, then we win.
Well, listen, we wish you all the best for Sunday and for the rest of this season. We look forward to seeing how it all unfolds between now and the end of the campaign. A massive thanks to Rach and to Tash for joining us today. The first of the 5 remaining WSL games at St Helens on Sunday. Get yourselves down to support the Reds against Villa if you can. If you can't, join us on LFC TV. The whole game is live. Kick-off is 2 o'clock, and we'll see you then, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.